Hey guys, happy Thursday. Welcome back to Kicking It with Ken. Not sure what the weather's going to bring for the day, but actually mild temperatures. It hasn't been too cold. It's still cloudy and gray, but that's the weather here in Michigan. So today's agenda, pretty simple, sweet. Obviously we'll cover some sports talk at the end, but just wanted to cover some topics like the upcoming lottery, goals, maybe some stuff that I plan on reading, and then some Q&A that came from Instagram. Send in your questions if you guys have any topics that you would like me to discuss on a regular basis. But for today, we're gonna talk a little bit. Let's start with goals. I know I started that with our first episode. So goals wise, let's see if I'm achieving any. So I haven't done any working out yet, but I have obviously worked in the kitchen. I'm down 8.2 pounds since January 1st. Let's not get too excited. The first, like I said, the first week or so, week and a half, I don't know, we got 2 weeks now, is usually the easiest. It hasn't been too bad. Candy's cooked some meals. I'm sure you guys have seen on the videos, but I do her stuff because, you know, she's cooking and I have to eat her food. But when I do my own, it's more just literally lean meats and vegetables. So we're working through it and see how that goes. So I know one of my goals I had mentioned was learning a language. I do know somewhat, I know Spanish a little bit. I took 3 years in high school. My first year in college, actually, I took a Spanish class. I walked in, couldn't understand a word the teacher was saying, turned around and left and did not take Spanish. But one is Candy's really been pushing me for reading. She always sits and reads her books and she wishes I'd be a reader. So I'm gonna try to work on that. I did get 3 books this year. You may have seen in one of the videos. I don't know if Candy filmed this or not, but I can't think of the guy's name. What's the guy's name? It doesn't matter. There was an interview of 2 gentlemen talking, and they were talking about 3 books. He's like, 3 best books you have to read kind of thing. So the first one is The Greatest Salesman in the World. It's about, I don't know how many pages, or maybe just a little over 100 pages. So I'm gonna take these on vacation because I don't think I'll get to them before then. But I promised her I'll bring these books. I'm gonna pound these 3. I think I can handle these 3 books on vacation. Maybe one a day kind of thing. The second one is The Richest Man in Babylon, was another book that was recommended. This one is about close to 100 pages too. And then the last one is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I think that's how you say his name. This one's about $1.85. So those are my 3 books I'm going to take on vacation with us here in the future. I'm going to read these. I'll give you some updates later on. The reason I bring this up too is I actually screenshotted something I saw on TikTok about become the most interesting person in the room. Now, obviously, I'm not in rooms like I used to be in my previous career, but it's interesting. These are all 15-minute reads. I haven't looked them up, but How to Talk to Anyone, The Power of Habit, The 4-Hour Body, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The 5-Second Rule, The Power of Now, which is in my books. It says 15 minutes. It ain't gonna take me long. It's gonna take me longer than 15 minutes to read that book. Those are some of the, I guess we'll just call them self-help. Maybe if I read all these, add the Bible in there, I'm gonna be super Ken. I don't know. I'm used to watching movies and reading sports articles and stuff like that, but maybe I need to do something to develop my brain in a different area so that I can connect with my wife. I'm just, I don't know. But I wanted to discuss with you guys Powerball's coming up. So I'm not a big believer in lotteries and all that because you have better odds of getting struck by lightning. Now, I have been, knock on wood, lucky. Other than fantasy, I don't know if I told you guys, I conceded, I took the loss, I took the zeros, I dominated the league, but I did what was right. My guys didn't score, so I took second, and I conceded again. Oh well, it is what it is. But I did win. We had a poker night a couple, I think maybe 2 weeks ago. Right in between Christmas and New Year's, we had a poker night. I won that, and then we had the college bowl pool. I led for a while, and then I was down, and I actually had to flip-flop on. I took Penn State just to flip-flop because I was 1 game behind, and I had a feeling he was picking the winner or the favors. So I had to flip-flop, and it paid off. So I tied him, basically. We went into the Georgia Georgia TCU game tied, and the winner would have been, well, we both picked Georgia, obviously, and then it came down to points, and I think he had like 53 and I had 62, and that was pretty much almost covered by the first half. So real boring game. Powerball is, no one won Tuesday. It's up to $1.3 billion, and they have a drawing on Friday. So I'm going to get a lottery ticket. Powerball was $2 billion in November. Person out of California won that. That's a lot of money. The highest Mega Millions was $1.53 billion in South Carolina. That was back in 2018. And then this one's $1.35 billion. So kind of crazy. I wonder how it gets like that. I mean, that many people play the lottery week in, week out. It just doesn't hit. I mean, obviously the odds are slim to none. But here's the question I have for you guys. What would you do with the money? What would you do with the money if you hit the Mega Millions? And quite honestly, I think I'd probably keep this house and maybe give it to one of the kids and have a place to come visit. I'm not sure. I think I would move further down south, maybe a beach house in a climate, three season climate place down south, and come up here and visit the kids and be able to go back and forth kind of thing. You know, obviously invest into things and not, I guess, excuse my language, piss it all away, because it just doesn't make any sense. I've been fortunate in life to have lots of nice things, and I think my life would be the same. I'd probably, you know, give to charity, do a lot more with charity and helping less fortunate people out. It's just so sad. I mean, Candi and I were we went clothes shopping yesterday because we have a wedding this weekend. And there was a homeless person outside of the clothing store, and she had gone inside the store, and I don't know if it wasn't cold, but she was maybe just somewhere to hang out. But it's just so sad that we, as a country, I'm not talking if you're international, we as a country can ship so many billions of dollars to other needs and other sources and line pockets that we just, I mean, you look at the streets and I just see these TikToks. Obviously I haven't been there, but you know, California, some of these other areas that just have so many homeless. It's just so sad that we really can't take care of our own people. So maybe that's something I would do. That would obviously give me purpose, and would be good for that. But I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are. Question came in from Brittany. I'm sorry, Brianna. God, I'm so terrible. I need some brain power. What other job would you want to do in life? Helping people would be fun. I do like people. I used to work in automotive manufacturing. I was a sales manager for an engineering firm. I really enjoyed working with people, going to plants, talking to them, listening to them, building relationships. But I think maybe an ideal job, I don't know if I'd be good at it or not, but maybe sports casting. I see some of these people, TikTok enlightens you, but the announcer from the Detroit Lions and how passionate he is about the Lions and calling a game and stuff like that. I think I'd be good at maybe PA announcer or something like that would be fun. I don't know how well it pays. Maybe an NFL coach. I'm not smart enough right now, but I would love to, you know, get into maybe that arena where I would work my way up to, you know, maybe being an NFL head coach someday, dealing with players and, you know, kind of learning the lay of the land. You know, I've coached youth football. I've been involved in sports pretty much my whole life, but that'd be kind of a fun job. Thanks for the question, good one, but that's what I would do. Chelsea 87, economic recession and housing market. So recession. Again, I'm not an economist, but our government says we're not in a recession, but we all feel it, right? So things at the gas pump are expensive. Grocery stores are expensive. We are not making more money necessarily. We can all feel it. I'm going to consider myself middle class, just like a lot of people. I shouldn't say everybody. Middle class. You know, I get up every morning. I work just like you guys do. Pay bills just like you guys do. I know we have nice things. We've had some peaks. We've been fortunate. We've saved. We've made good decisions. But yeah, we're all just kind of trying to, I guess, hoard money. I guess I could say that, but at the same time, with inflation, definitely people aren't hoarding their money because it's really not slowing the economy. And that's what they're trying to do with interest rate hikes and all that stuff, is to slow down people's spending. and we're still spending like crazy. And I sit and I've even talked to the kids. It's like, you know, I call them kids, but where's everybody getting their money from? That's another question. If you're getting a bunch of money and spending like crazy, where are you getting your money? Because we've even hunkered down and just trying to be, you know, conservative. And what is that going to do for the housing market? I'm not sure. I mean, they've jacked interest rates up, but what you have to realize is, if we go back to 2008, 2009, when the housing market really fell, interest rates went up sky high. We are still below those interest rates. The fact that we got down to 3% is kind of unheard of. I know we were spoiled with it. I was fortunate enough to refinance at that 3%, but if we decide to move out of this house, I'm going to have to eat the 6-7%, but that is kind of the norm. So the housing market with people's pricing, is that going to go down? I'm really not sure. I mean, the prices seem to be still holding value. And I think it might with the cost of goods. Unless the cost of goods come down, it's probably going to hold pretty strong. I mean, building a house right now is probably 25% to 30% higher than when we built this back in 2016. So that puts the goods up, puts the cost of housing to remain higher. If I was to rebuild my house today, what would I do differently? Honestly, not a thing. That's the hardest part to deal with right now, is selling this house. I think I'm very pleased with the way things are. I don't think necessarily I'd change it. Maybe finish some things in the basement. Candi wanted to blow out the kitchen maybe a little more, but we're so spoiled here. I think we have all the gadgets and space and technology, and I think we did everything right. I mean, this was our forever home, and we did what we wanted, and I think we got it right. So nothing to change there. What advice would I give my younger self? That's a great question. So I'm 49 years old, almost. Well, I'm on my way to 50, and I wouldn't change a single living thing, other than the only regret that I have is I did not finish playing high school football. I wish I would have finished my high school career. I played through my sophomore year, didn't play my junior and senior year. So that's my only regret. I'm a big, you have to finish. If you start something, you should finish, and I didn't do that. Although that opened other doors for me to learn and develop, you know, at 17, 18 years old, maybe in some other areas. So it could be considered a blessing, but that's a regret I have. But I wouldn't do anything different. I've had good relationships. I've had bad relationships. I've had good jobs. I've moved around, and maybe, I mean, maybe my younger self can tell you guys some things too. I never was fearful. I always took risks, which has gotten to me where I am today. Now I'm a little more fearful, almost 50, with decisions that I make than I was in my 20s or teens or even 30s. It was a more take the bull by the horns kind of thing. That is something it just popped in my head. That's something I would do. I've told the kids is live somewhere else. Don't plant yourself necessarily where mom and dad have lived. Go abroad, travel, go see places, try something new. I did that. I did travel, but I never moved somewhere else. I've been in this area pretty much my entire life. So that's what I would tell my younger self. Go move somewhere else. Maybe internationally, maybe not, maybe another part of the US, what have you, but live somewhere else. That would be definitely my recommendation to younger Ken. What is your dream vacation? As a kid, I mean, you just you put these things in your head, but I've always wanted to go to Egypt, number one. I've always wanted to go to Australia. Those would be, I guess you could call them dream vacations. The thing is Egypt, I mean, I don't think I'd want to be there for a week. I just want to see the pyramids and the Sphinx and maybe a day or two, you know, to check it out. And Europe would be fun as well. I've never been to Europe. Going to Poland would be cool, just because that's my nationality. So that would be kind of fun as well. I'm not going to talk about the Super Bowl because I have picks to do here quickly. And that's coming up next week. Let's get into NFL picks for the week. So last week I went 11-5. The busts were Atlanta, Tampa Bay. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize Tom Brady was not playing. That's why the +4 spread was there, and I bet on it. I lost on it, and the Bucs actually lost. So What other ones were big? Dallas not beating Washington, that was kind of weird. But yeah, 11-5, not too shabby. Not too shabby for week 18. Which then brings me into this week, which is playoff week. I'm not going to give you my Super Bowl pick yet, but I will tell you there are there are 6 games this week in the playoffs. They start Saturday. There's 1 game on Saturday. Actually, there's 2 games on Saturday. The early game is San Francisco playing the Seahawks. I think San Francisco wins straight up. I also think San Francisco covers the spread of -10. I'm only gonna, obviously we're gonna circle the winner straight up, but if you understand spreads, I'm taking -10. San Francisco's just so good. Seattle should have lost. We all went to Blake's house for the Lions party. Lions won, but Seattle won, so they got bumped. It would have been fun to see the Lions this weekend. The night game is the Chargers against Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville is hot right now, but not hot enough. I don't think they have enough experience, and I'm going to go with the Chargers straight up and also the -1.5. That's the night game. Sunday. First game on Sunday, of course. I'm sporting the Finn stuff right now, but Buffalo, Tua's not playing. Teddy's probably not playing, and we're going with 7th round or 6th round, whatever he was drafted in, Skylar Thompson. The Dolphins don't have a chance in HE double hockey sticks. Buffalo wins at home. -10, they cover well. I'm not a big Tua fan, but without Tua, I don't think there's even a. Thanks for coming to listen to me blabber this week. My thoughts might have been a little scrambled, but had fun hanging out with you, and hopefully you have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you next week. Peace out.